I have a love hate relationship for some modern anime. One minute, I'm watching literal masterpieces like Attack on Titan, which has so many twists and turns you might think you in a maze or something. Shows like that feel like a once in a generation watch.
That's why he's the GOAT!
And in the next minute, I'm binging a show called Reincarnated as a Vending Machine, and honestly, genuinely enjoying it. So today, I'm talking about 5 reasons why I have a love hate relationship with modern anime. Starting off with number one, the predictable storylines. I think we all love to complain about cliches, and the king of all the cliches to me is Truck Kun. And if you don't know who Truck Kun is, he is basically the number one serial killer in all of Japan. This murder truck is basically a huge running joke in anime because I would say 7 times out of 10 it's Truck Kun who hits an overworked salaryman and sends him to some magical place to meet God. I ain't gonna lie. Now, anytime I start a new isekai and see that white truck, I kind of worry for the main character because Truck Kun is always on the hunt for his next victim. But here's where my love comes in. As much as I flame these copy paste setups, I'm still ready to watch them every season a new anime comes out. Why? I'll tell you why. Because after a stressful day of work or school, you don't always want a deep thinking or political show. Sometimes I want to see a guy go from nothing to something in 20 minutes, or at least one episode of the show. Man, sometimes I be watching stuff. I just want them to be just a natural at everything they do. Like they're just gifted. Like they pick up a bow and arrow, boom, knock a target on the first try. Try magic for the first time, blow a hole through the house. Like sometimes I love seeing that kind of stuff. Cause at the end of the day, man, it's entertaining. A lot of these shows usually be funny or action packed or just relaxing to watch. All right, number two, overpowered protagonist. On one hand, a super powerful main character will have you hyped because they'll be doing like godlike feats while the people around them are just in shock and awe. Like, come on now. We all love that feeling when the MC finally pulls up and just completely dominates the battle. Like, it'll be one, like the side character struggling with something, and then boom, here comes the main character just comes in, guns are blazing, shooting fireballs or magic spells, and just everybody looking around like, dang, he's here. Kind of like when Goku finally arrives late and everybody's like, Goku, Goku. That kind of vibe. But sometimes, in my opinion, I feel like some modern anime just doesn't do it right. Like a show that started out really good to me, but kind of fell flat between the middle and the end of the show was The Water Magician. Of course, Truck Coon sent him to another world to start the show off. And if I'm not mistaken, he meets some type of angel or god, I kind of forgot, and he's given OP superpowers, which I didn't mind, by the way. And to make a long story short, while I was watching the show and it was introducing characters, there is not one person I can think of that could actually rival him if he went all out. Now, some people might say that what about the elf girl that he fought? But he really didn't fight her. He was more so, they were sparring with just swords, no magic, just swords. And if I'm not, I might be mixing up with a different anime, but I know there's like some type of demon girl that he fought that was pretty powerful. But I don't think we got too much into that. So maybe we will get a season 2 to see that. But like you say, it wasn't much people that could really mess with the guy in power wise. And during the season, they kept hyping up the Flame Magician. Like the way they was hyping him up throughout the season, you like, oh yeah, if they ever meet, is you don't know who gonna win. And when they finally did meet, bruh, and they was finna have, and they had their little battle, the Flame Magician or Inferno Magician dude was dog water, bruh. Compared to the Water Magician, Buddy was trash. I'm not trying to turn this into a review of that anime, but it just fits the mold of what I'm talking about. Overpowered character with no substance. And that brings me to number three, visuals with no substance. But I can honestly say though, we are consistently getting the best quality animation we have ever gotten. I mean, the fights look amazing, the lighting in the shows is perfect, and the camera movements is crazy. But then you look past all the flashing lights and just realize the plots are so hollow. So I feel like a lot of modern shows today mainly focus on like cheap entertainment over deeper storytelling. Like I said earlier, I'm not saying everything has to be as deep or confusing as Attack on Titan, but I just feel like some studios are skipping out on telling good stories just because they know one beautifully animated fight scene will like trend on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and make them a lot of money versus a deeper storytelling moments. Which I know at the end of the day, money is the goal. And money is what's getting these shows animated. All these animators ain't gonna be working for free. I'm just saying that sometimes the plots of these shows are kind of secondary to getting next to the fight scene, like or getting to the next fight scene. Like the main character may meet this person and they talk a while, but it's nothing crazy. You don't even remember their conversation 10 minutes down the line. You're just ready for them to fight the next dragon or fight the next troll, whatever they're fighting. But like I said earlier, this is just good for if you don't have nothing to do. You don't want to think too much. Put your brain on basically flatline your brain and just watch something. They are perfect for that. And now we're on to number four, repetitive character tropes. It really feels like you're watching the same cast of characters over and over and over again. So let's make a little checklist right now of a typical isekai protagonist at this point. Lame nerd protagonist, beautiful girl companion that instantly falls in love with him just because he started breathing next to her, and a massive harem of girls where the protagonist is either too shy or too oblivious to make a move on any of them. I'd be like, damn, man, everybody ain't depressed or completely helpless around women. Some of us just be vibing through life for real. I just hate how copy paste these characters are. But I'm low key thankful for them at the same time because they inspire great shows that make fun of the OP protagonist type anime shows. One of my favorite animes that make fun of this trope is the show The Eminence in Shadow. It's a really great watch if you haven't checked it out yet. And finally, number five, junk food anime. And when I say junk food anime, I mean shows that are really cool and really fun to watch, but they leave no lasting impression on you. Yeah, these are the type of shows where you'll watch it, you'll watch like a couple episodes and be like, yeah, this one's most definitely stopping at 12. 12 episodes. No season 2. You better read the manga if you want to see any more of this. So, you find a show like that, you binge watch a couple episodes, finish the season off, enjoy the animation, the flashy battles. A couple weeks go by, you barely can remember the main character's name, his buddy's name. It's just easily forgettable. Not to get too deep or philosophical on y'all, but it kind of feels like a never ending trap. So these shows give you those quick dopamine hits with cliffhangers and colorful designs. So we just keep watching, kind of like how you'll be on Instagram or TikTok just swiping for hours on end without no substance, just consuming, consuming, consuming. But you can't even remember what you was consuming 10 swipes ago, 5 swipes ago. It's crazy. We hate that it's low effort, but we love it too. Cause like I said earlier, it's perfect for when you want to just completely turn off your brain and just enjoy the ride. So at the end of the day, our love-hate relationship is what keeps the anime community alive. We complain because we care. Cause if you didn't care, you wouldn't complain. If everything was perfect, there wouldn't be no complaints. So we'll keep watching because it's entertaining. So drop a comment below and let me know what is one modern anime that you hate to love or love to hate. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.